Islamic country or caliphate or any of it.
Did we say that?
Let's stick to what we're talking about.
The core. So what I'm saying is that it is a guide in order to be spiritual with God, but it has nothing to do with the laws of the land.
Sure. And Friday is being spiritual with God,
We're
isn't
not
it?
talking about the laws of the land. So please stop changing the topic to something we're not discussing.
I'm not changing.
No, you are. When you brought in laws of the land, when we're asking you specifically about Yom al-Jum'ah, you said it'll be okay if the Jews are worshipping on a Saturday. Am I right? So for them it is Saturday.
They're believing people.
They claim they're believing people.
Saturday, yeah,
Okay. So the Muslims are the Muslims also believing people?
He choose for
Are the
them
Muslims who have established Friday as the Yawm
And
al-Jum'ah?
you go Friday.
Okay, so wait, but Allah only says one day. But you as a person who believes only the Quran, which day is that would that be for you?
I don't think it matters. I think if you're gonna go to pray to God,
command of Allah doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't matter according to him.
no, it doesn't mean that.
Have I not told you earlier that you don't
Again,
follow Allah's
no, I said that Yawm al-Jum'ah. So if there's a day where there's people gathering,
It could be Monday.
So it could be any day of the week.
okay. So if a lot
So
of
every time
are
people gather, you have to pray.
Okay, let me ask you.
So the believing community is gathering here, stop
Could it
praying.
be more than one day? For you, could it be more than one day?
Yawm al-Jum'ah, sure, why not?
It's one day.
It's not Ayyam al-Jum'ah, it's Yawm al-Jum'ah.
Yawm al-Jum'ah, yeah.
Yawm is one day or many
the
days?
day of gathering.
How many
people
days?
establish a day of gathering?
How many days in a week?
One day.
So which day of the
One
week?
day, yeah.
One day of gathering.
Sure, one day of gathering.
Which day is that?
If the society, whatever society sets. I'm saying it's
society?
an Islamic country.
The Muslim
Friday is no
society.
problem.
Also,
You
if you
understand?
were in Israel,
if you're in a Christian heavy country, for example, okay? Obviously now you don't go worship in a church because then you're idolizing. But I'm saying if there's a way to establish with another believing community, there could be Jews, for example. You could establish, for example, if Friday's banned, Thursday, you
what I
establish.
meant by self-interpretation.
I know.
That's a
okay.
predicament that you're in.
No, it's because it's not that detailed. There's no
Exactly.
all
So
that
where is the
detail.
Mufassal part?
There's no.
Where's Mufassal? He
What's
says before the
important is
book.
Why did you change your mind now? It's not detailed,
Yes,
but Allah sent the Quran detailed.
it is detailed.
Look, the hypocrisy in what you say. Let's take a step by step. Number one, you say Allah said the Quran is sent down detailed, but this detail is not there, so the believing community have to determine it. The other point, I accept the Quran because it suits with my subjective logic, even if I don't accept the hadith which came from the same source. Your logic now.
I believe it's
Can I
detailed
finish?
when it needs to be
Step by step, right? So what you do here is you're doing hypocrisy. I will accept people to interpret extra or add extra when it comes to Yawm al-Jum'ah, but I will not accept when it comes to the hadith. I'm just highlighting all the contradictions you keep making when you keep saying a new thing, right? Step by step. We want to know an objective reason why you reject the hadith, not your subjective intellect.
Yeah.
Give us an objective reason, because the Quran is not sent down to you, is it? So it's the Muslim community. So we need something objective, preferably coming from Allah, that tells us that we should reject the hadith.
My reasoning for
Again, subjective reasoning.
An objective reason for why you should not. I don't think you should not follow the hadith. You can't follow the hadith. I just think.
No, why you're
objectively
not
you-
following the hadith?
Because no, I follow something. I'm just saying it's not the word of God.
So you follow what you like.
It's not the word of God.
Sure.
Okay, let's
I
we're just
follow.
going
I
down
follow.
this-
No, I
yeah,
follow
yeah,
what
yeah,
is
yeah.
not detailed. I
Whose
follow
word
what
is?
is
Brothers,
not
There's
detailed.
no word
can I
of
ask you
God.
one thing?
Like
Imagine
when
you're
you try to tell me there's 2.5% tax, okay, you want to charge 2.5, no problem, but it's not from God. This is
From
not
home, from home. from
it's
Rasul.
an Islamic state that wants to establish that. They want to establish
Hadith,
this,
hadith. It's in hadith.
listen,
which is using.
no, but you're doing
which
the
is
same
used
thing.
by
You're
the
going
Islamic state.
everything that you want to interpret. You're going to the lexicon.
No, whatever
Yes?
is not there, whatever is not there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Whatever is not there, where are you going?
For example, what
Hashim,
says you have to do.
So he agrees.
No, but when something is on in the Quran,
Wait.
for example, if you were there during the time when the Quran was being revealed, yes, would you take everything what the Rasul told you?
Yes.
So if he would tell you this is the Quran, you would believe him without questioning.
If he's revealed this thing and his doctrine makes sense to me, yes, I'll believe it.
Only if
Makes
it makes
sense to you.
Of course.
Okay,
Why
let
would
me-
I believe if it doesn't make sense?
let me ask
why,
you.
why do I not believe in
Let
Christianity?
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Wait a minute. Let me ask you this. In the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, there is actually the first abrogation that happened. Do you know what is the first abrogation that happened in the Quran? It was the direction of the Qibla. Yes? So initially the direction of the Qibla was where?
To be honest with you, I don't really want to talk about the Qibla because Qibla
Why?
is
It's in the Quran, bro.
Because it doesn't make sense to him.
no, it's not. It's not the Qibla because
Because
I
what?
don't really like this. I don't think the Qibla is talking about direction of prayer because it never says direction of prayer.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what it
I
says.
think it's a course. So when you don't want to change. Yeah,
So when
wujuh
Allah
means
says-
like the way you face
Yeah.
is in like the direction
Doing
or
what?
lifestyle. Like
Doing what?
Course, yeah, it is.
Doing what?
It
Doing
never
what?
says prayer.
How does it work,
It never says
lifestyle?
prayer. If you're not adding, if you're not adding the hadith, does it add prayer to that?
Does it mention a specific place where you have to direct to?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so it's directing to a place.
Masjid al-Haram, yes.
So it's directing to a place. So where was the Qibla originally is his question. Before Masjid al-Haram.
I'm not sure. Whatever is in the Torah, whatever the Torah says.
Torah now.
To be honest, I'll leave you there, brother.
Whatever,
Wallahi,
We did that earlier.
Wallahi, I'll leave you
whatever
there.
the Torah
Okay,
says,
here it
that's
is.
the original Qibla.
I don't think you've read the ayah even.
I have.
Okay.
Don't assume for me. Trust. I've read
Okay, if you have read, then you wouldn't have said what he said.
it. No, it says
Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah 142, the foolish among the people will say, what has turned them away from their Qibla, which they used to face?
yes.
Yes? So who will say this? The foolish. Why would the foolish say that? Let's start with that.
Why would the foolish say that? Because it's different from what they're doing.
And what were they facing before?
I'm not sure what they were facing. Whatever.
They were facing Jerusalem, the Masjid al-Aqsa. Okay?
Allegedly, sure. Yeah.
What do you mean allegedly? Allah
do-
says
how do you know that?
Allah says the Qibla has been turned.
How
Yes?
do you know that?
I'm coming to that.
Does it say in the Torah that you face Jerusalem?
I'm coming to that.
That's what it says.
The Torah, the Jews used to face the temple. Where is the temple built? Where was it built? In where the Masjid al-Aqsa is today. It's called the Temple Mount for a reason. Okay? Does that answer your question? Good. So now let's go further. So this is an abrogation. That means they used to face the Prophet ﷺ when he was in Medina. You know, for 10 years and a few months, he used to face Jerusalem. And the Jews were all happy about this. But as soon as the revelation came to the Prophet ﷺ of an abrogation of the direction of prayer, which you're saying is not, then you tell me what does the next verse mean. And thus we have made you a just community, that you will be witness over the people, and the messenger will be a witness over you. Which messenger? Okay, when he says he'll be a witness over you means what?
He's going to witness that he's going to be able to see that you guys are like a community that is fair, that is like basically how they described it.
Okay,
He's a witness over that.
yeah, so he's going to be basically a witness.
Shahid, I don't know.
Yes,
Like
and we
he's
did not
witness
make the Qibla, which he used to face, except that we might make evident who would follow the messenger.
That's correct.
Who would follow? The messenger, not Allah. Why did Allah say the messenger here?
How could I follow the messenger without this? How can I follow the messenger?
No, I'm not saying without
Can I
this, I'm
follow
saying-
the sunnah without this?
Can you not ask a counter question? Just answer the question here. Allah says, once again I'll repeat, and we did not make the Qibla, which you used to face, except that we might make evident who would follow the messenger from who would turn back on his heels. Why did Allah say the messenger, not Allah?
Because how does God reveal himself? Okay, so why did he say this is because Muhammad brought new revelation, that's why. He brought new revelation, so the people who are following him now face the way that Muhammad's facing.
Where is the old revelation of going to the direct to the first Qibla? Where is the old revelation? It's not in the Quran, where is it?
Torah, Talmud.
Do you take the testimony of the Torah?
Oh my God, dude, what does it matter if I
It
take-
does, because we are interpreting a verse which is a hukum of Allah.
if there's a direction of
Prophet Muhammad was given revelation that now is changed. Prophet Muhammad was not given a revelation of the Qibla to Jerusalem. Where is it? Where is the first revelation? Where is the first revelation of Prophet Muhammad that he got that you should
Facing
face
Jerusalem.
towards Jerusalem? And now it's changed to become al-Masjid.
Where did you get that?
Where is it? It's not in the Quran. Where is it?
Once again, is
what was followed before?
yeah, but what was that? That's the question. What was that?
The Prophet Muhammad brought.
It says here, the foolish among the people will say, what has turned them, means the Muslims, away from their Qibla.
Okay.
So the question is, what did they turn from to the Masjid al-Haram?
Okay, you said the Jews followed.
No, that's because I gave you my understanding, but we are saying it's not in the Quran.
Okay.
So where do you get your information from with regards to what it was turned from? So the Qibla A was what,
Oh,
and the
I'm saying-
Qibla B is what?
Okay, so a different direction.
From what?
Oh.
From what?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Because Allah says the foolish will say this, that they have turned away from the previous Qibla towards a new Qibla.
That's correct.
Okay? And you know who these foolish people are?
Who are they?
The people who would actually not believe in the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's testimony. Okay? Not Allah. Listen, this is Allah saying you have to turn away now. Now Allah says towards the direction of Masjid al-Haram. Let me read that actually. And indeed, it is difficult except for those whom Allah has guided. So this is continuing from where he says, we might make evident who would follow the messenger from who would turn the back on his heels. And indeed, it is difficult except for those whom Allah has guided. And never would Allah have caused you to lose your faith. Indeed, Allah is to the people kind and merciful. This is chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 142 and 143. And then 144 says the specifics. We have certainly seen the turning of your face, O Muhammad, towards the heaven. And we will surely turn you to a Qibla with which you will be pleased. Okay? So the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam desired in his heart that he wanted to face not towards the Jerusalem but towards Makkah. So turn your face towards Al-Masjid al-Haram. This is a specific instruction now. Okay? Now the Masjid al-Haram, yes, at that time, did it exist? This is during the Hijrah time, while he's still in Medina. Did the Masjid al-Haram exist during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Like the Mecca you see today?
Apparently it is.
It did.
I'm not sure if the Mecca is today there. No. But
So what existed then?
Masjid al-Haram.
What form was it in?
I'm not sure. Well, to be honest with you, I haven't done like total thorough analysis of it. In the beginning, I approached it as Masjid al-Haram is like an area that is not reachable like by man, like something in the sky. But that's what I was assuming. But then, as I further
Researched,
analyzed
yeah.
it seemed to me like no, it's actually a place that you can actually like go to and like literally face. So it's actually a direction on Earth.
So it's a physical location.
It's a exactly. It's a physical.
Okay, so now imagine
in terms
you.
of actually, okay, I haven't actually done.
Okay, because
I
Allah
got there yet. I
Allah
haven't got
instructs
there yet.
you, so instruct the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to face towards Al-Masjid al-Haram.
Sure.
Now, if you were there during the time of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, would you not ask him which way is the direction of Masjid al-Haram?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes? So Allah is not telling you other than saying Masjid al-Haram.
That's correct.
Yes? But at that time, you know, the Masjid al-Haram we know today, it didn't exist like that, is it? What existed was what? The Kaaba. Yes?
Allegedly, sure.
Yes. Now Allah doesn't say face Hajar al-Aswad or face the Kaaba. He says Masjid al-Haram. Now you as a Quranist only, or the person who only relies on the Quran, how would you obey this commandment?
Okay. Well, again, like going through the Masjid al-Haram from the Quran, it seems to me like it is a place where.
It's not about it seems.
Sure, it comes off at. Sure, it is a place that. Well, from my understanding, that's why I say.
The verse says
From my
to
understanding.
enter it or not to enter it.
That's correct.
لا يدخلوا المسجد الحرام ادخلوا المسجد الحرام آمنين. So it's a place you can
That's what I'm saying,
enter.
it's a physical place. That's what I'm saying. So what it seems to me is that it is a place that is where haram is forbidden.
What haram is forbidden?
Like whatever haram there is. Like
Whatever haram?
So no, whatever is forbidden in the Quran, not what. So Masjid al-Haram is like stuff that, for example, fighting there is haram, etc., etc. So the point is that when it says that face your direction towards the Masjid al-Haram, if I'm not using external sources, it's saying that when you are in doubt, go to the Masjid al-Haram.
Yeah, but where is that? The question is, where is that? Because Allah says you to face, Allah instructs the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to face Masjid al-Haram. Now you go only by the Quran without any external evidences or references. Can you please tell us which way would you follow? Because Allah also says, Atiullah, Atiur Rasul. So here you have to obey the Rasul based on his specific instructions, which means the Sunnah actually.
sure.
In other words,
So in terms of confirm, if you want me to say that I can confirm that the Kaaba is.
it doesn't say Kaaba in there.
No. If you want me to confirm that the Kaaba is Masjid al-Haram, I can't confirm that according to the Quran.
You can or you cannot?
I cannot.
Okay, so how would you confirm where is Masjid al-Haram then?
Well, how would you pray? Where would you face?
No, that's a different, another different argument. Let's not get into that.
There's no prayer facing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's not get into that.
Allah tells the Rasul to face Masjid al-Haram. Where is that, brother?
So again,
In the Quran, like you said, it doesn't say it's the Kaaba. So where is it then?
so what I'm saying is that it might. I haven't fully thoroughly researched this, but
How would you research it? Let me ask you, how would you research it? Would you actually look at the word Haram, Masjid al-Haram? Would you actually look at it?
Look up every single time.
So would you look at the word Masjid and would you then look at the
about it
Haram?
are, what it says about it, and what I can derive from that, what it's just saying.
You know, that is exactly the reason I'm asking you. Why don't you do all that with the Sunnah?
What do you mean with the Sunnah?
The research that you're doing. Because you said you'll go to an external reference and you'll investigate it, but then I'm assuming you'll not use the
No,
hadith.
I have an Excel spreadsheet that's just like it just tells you exactly where the words are used, and then you just look at.
So you would
how
look
it's
at the
being
term
used.
Haram and the Masjid.
Masjid al-Haram.
Yeah, but Masjid al-Haram in the lexicon it will be broken down into two.
No. I look it up in the way it's used in the Quran.
Okay, did the word Masjid al-Haram exist before the Quran?
Masjid al-Haram? To my understanding, yes, it did. Yes.
It did?
Yes.
And what did it mean before the Quran was revealed?
I'm not sure, but it's wherever Moses went.
In the where Masjid al-Haram before the Quran was
For
revealed, if you
example,
can show me
for
that
example, Surah
evidence.
Al-Isra,
Yeah.
I know the hadith. There's a whole story about like Muhammad going from somewhere to somewhere and then
Where's the
debate
details
and then
of
deb-
that?
But that
and
was
then
during the
debate.
Rasul
And I don't
time.
believe that ever happened. That's why. I think that's just a story that people give.
So you don't believe the Quran?
No.
Al-Isra
that's not
wal-Miraj.
That's not the. No.
The Miraj?
Al-Isra is mawjood. Okay, it's there.
Mi'raj la.
Al-Miraj is not. It's not there.
So you believe in Isra and you believe in Mi'raj.
I'm sorry.
You believe in Isra, but you don't believe in
No,
Mi'raj.
I don't.
Okay, let's not
I don't
get
believe
sidetracked.
Muhammad went to heaven and debated with.
Okay, let's not get sidetracked.
I
So, my friend, you're saying you will look at the term Masjid al-Haram in the lexicon, okay, but not in the hadiths.
No, I can look in the hadith. I can. It's just, does it work? Does it work? If it doesn't work, then I don't use
What do you mean work? Work in what way? Work for you?
Does it work everywhere that's being used? That's what I do. Like I just, I pan-textual. Basically, I just take
In
this, I
Surah
put it-
al-Isra
I
is
put it
there.
all throughout the
In
Quran.
Surah al-Isra,
Yeah,
من
so
المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى. Okay?
So from my understanding, it's talking about Moses. I believe Moses went.
No, من المسجد الحرام
Yes.
إلى المسجد الأقصى. What does it
I
mean?
believe it's talking about Moses.
Okay, من المسجد الحرام means Moses.
So Moses traveled. God took Moses. Read it. I mean,
Habibi, we are talking about
Dude, you
Isra.
have one ayah and you have the whole story about it that's in the hadith, but I'm saying in the Quran, what does the Quran say?
I'm talking about the Quran. Surah al-Isra.
So, Asra bi'abdihi, and then literally the ayah right after it starts talking about Moses.
So who is the Abd here?
So you want
Who is
me
the
to-
Abd here? You're talking about-
Moses.
So Moses went from Masjid
Ayah right
al-Haram.
after
Okay.
it's Moses.
So
Where
yours-
does it say Moses in the next ayah?
Exactly.
It talks about Bani
Story
Israel.
about Banu
سبحان
Israel.
الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من
Yeah, and it's talking about Bani Israel. Sorry, not
نريه
Moses.
من آياتنا إنه هو السميع العليم. Then the next ayah is what?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay. Does it mention
I know it
Musa?
talks about Bani Israel.
Okay, it doesn't mention Musa.
Sorry,
So what?
not
So where,
Musa,
where is
so
Moses
his-
that you keep mentioning?
Okay, his servant. So it's talking about Bani Israel, so I took Moses.
So now he add Moses
No,
into the
it
Quran.
can't, it can't, I'm not saying mine is right. I'm not saying mine is right. I'm just saying that yours, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, so are you now saying that Masjid al-Haram doesn't mean a... Wait. Are you now telling us that Masjid al-Haram doesn't mean a physical location?
No, it does. I'm telling you, it
So
is.
where is this, Habibi? That's the question I'm asking you.
saying-
Where is
I'm
this?
not sure where it is.
So
I'm not sure where it
we gave you two examples where it appears. You're still not sure where it is. How would you follow the Quran?
How can I follow? Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know where
Forget
it
about the
is.
hadith right now. How will you follow the Quran, man?
How does this have to do with following the Quran?
It has, because
What?
Allah tells the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam
Okay.
to face the Qibla from the previous direction
Okay.
towards Masjid al-Haram.
So
Now
I-
you as a believer, how would you understand
Face it
that?
how? What do you mean? Like just face it out?
We are
with
not
the
even
whole
talking
life?
about that. We are not talking about
What?
faith.
Face
Okay,
what?
so why, in what context is the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked to face the Masjid al-Haram?
When in doubt.
Doubt about what?
I'm not sure.
So you're unsure about the direction.
When he's down,
You're unsure about which location it is. You're unsure about what the Qibla even means in this context. Am I right?
No, I think Qibla means course, like just
In this
course of
context.
direction.
In this context.
In this
Qibla is
yes.
a direction. So if it is a direction, then direction towards where and to do what?
In direction of what? I'm not sure.
So you don't know either way. How can
really
you follow the Quran then?
Because it's not giving me a command. It's not talking to me.
It's not talking to you, it's talking to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yes,
When Allah gives you a command in the Quran, yes? Is it for all time or is it only for the time of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam?
Is it for all time? Is it for, it's for all time.
Okay, so you are in this time,
Sure.
1400 years after Rasul, how would you understand it?
I don't understand it.
Would you follow that command?
I'm gonna try. That's what I'm looking into.
So how would you
I've been
try,
at it for like 2 years. I still can't
my
get
friend,
everything.
if you are going to
I'm
try to follow something, first you need to understand what it is.
Sure, but it does not mean I take your definition. For
I didn't
it.
give you a definition, I'm asking you.
No,
I did not. Did I give him a definition?
He
I
asked you a
didn't.
simple question. How would you follow it?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't.
You
figured
don't
it out. I haven't figured it out. No, I told
So all your life, you haven't followed the Qibla yet.
you. I have not. No.
How can you follow the Quran then, Habibi?
I've been following the Quran because I obey God. I
Well,
submit to
this is
God.
the direction.
Command of
It's a
God.
command from Allah.
I really believe in God.
Let's
I'm not
use a
sure
second example. But to be fair, yes, Surah Isra does mention Musa. It says, وَأَتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيل. This is the second verse, yeah? But let's use another example, right? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter 5 of the Quran, يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا أُحِلَّ لَهُمْ. They ask you what is permissible for them. قُلْ أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. What is the طيبات?
What's good?
What is good? Who determines what is good, what is not good?
It's your own judgment. Your own judgment.
Your own judgment. So if I determine killing is good, I have to do it, it's halal.
I don't think that's what.
We discussed that as well. Yeah. By the way, with regards to the Qibla, just one more thing. You know, Allah says in the next.
If you determine what's good, as long as it's not against what the
Let
Quran
him finish
says.
his
Yeah.
example, then we come back to it.
You know the example. Sorry, let me just finish the verse because it's quite important. You remember you said that you would also follow the day Yawm al-Jum'ah, sorry, Yawm al-Sabt, or it could be any day, as long as the people who believed in God would. You know the Jews also believe in God, yes, but their Qibla is still towards Jerusalem. Now, if you were someone who would follow and were just, yes, would you consider this abrogation, which came to the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the change in direction of the Qibla? Would you actually abide by that, or would you still follow the previous Qibla?
Well, again, I don't know where Masjid al-Haram is.
No, let's say the Rasul told you where exactly it is. Would you follow that, or would you still stick to the previous Qibla?
Of course I would follow.
Okay, but why would you change from the direction of what Musa alayhi salam would be facing, perhaps? Because he's also a messenger of God. Why would you want to abrogate what he said then?
I don't think you're making a mistake if you follow what Moses did. I don't think you're.
So you're saying the Quran. Do you believe the Quran is the last message
That's correct.
to the last messenger?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you think